Okay, so are you ready to get into this?
Hmm.
We're diving deep today
I absolutely am.
into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Always a good one.
It's a classic, right?
It is a classic.
You know, you see this book everywhere,
Yeah.
but we're going to go deeper than just like the surface level stuff that everyone's heard before.
Yeah, definitely. I think what's so cool about Rich Dad Poor Dad is how Kiyosaki takes these really big, complicated financial ideas and makes them
Oh.
easy to understand through his own stories.
Yeah, it's almost like he's having a conversation with you
Mm-hmm.
and he's challenging you to think differently about money.
Definitely.
And, one of the first things he talks about is this idea of the rich dad and the poor dad,
Yeah,
right? And I feel like a lot of people, when they first come to this book, they think, oh, this is just a simple story about like a rich guy versus a poor guy.
totally.
But
It's so much more than that.
it's so much deeper than that.
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Kiyosaki's poor dad was actually his biological father, and he was very educated. He had a really good secure job.
You'd think he'd be sad.
You would think,
Yeah.
but he struggled financially his whole life.
Mhm.
And then you have rich dad, who was his best friend's dad,
Okay.
and he dropped out of school.
Oh, wow.
But he built this huge business empire.
So right away, it's like flipping the script
Yeah,
on what we think we know about success.
Yeah, and it really begs the question, is it just about how much you earn, or is it what you actually do with the money that you're making?
I remember when I first started working and making money, I thought, okay, if I just get a bigger paycheck, then all my problems will be solved.
Right.
Oh, was I wrong?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that mindset.
Yeah.
We're taught to work for money, but not necessarily how to make money work for us.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's where financial education is so, so important.
Yeah, and this is something that Rich Dad really stresses, right?
Totally. He's all about seeking out knowledge, whether it's reading books or attending seminars or just talking to people who are successful with money.
Yeah, you don't need like a fancy degree or anything,
He
just a
did.
willingness to learn.
Exactly.
It makes me think, like, how many of us actually learned anything about money in school?
Not many, I don't think. I mean, even
Yeah.
just basic budgeting or understanding how compound interest works.
Yeah.
These are such important skills that can make a huge difference.
It's like having cheat codes to a video game almost.
Right. You're playing on easy mode.
Totally. Okay, so now we have to talk about this idea of assets versus liabilities.
Oh, yeah, this is huge.
This was like mind-blowing for me when I first read the book.
For me, too, this is one of those aha moments.
Could you break it down for our listeners, though, who maybe haven't read it?
Yes. So basically, an asset puts money in your pocket.
Okay.
A liability takes money out.
So give us an example.
Okay, so let's say you buy a brand new car.
Okay.
So that car depreciates in value the second you drive it off the lot. It costs you money for gas and insurance and maintenance.
You're constantly pouring money into it.
You are, so that's a liability.
Got it. Okay.
But let's say you invest in a rental property,
Right.
even if it's just a small apartment that can bring in rental income every month,
Yeah.
which then covers your mortgage and hopefully leaves you with some profit.
So you're actually making money.
You're making money passively, that's an asset.
And this doesn't just apply to real estate, right?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. It could be stocks that pay dividends or even a blog that generates ad revenue or even investing in yourself by learning a high income skill.
So it's really about shifting your mindset from buying things that lose value
Right.
to building things that actually make you money.
Exactly.
Now, Kiyosaki doesn't just stop at the practical stuff.
No, he doesn't.
He also goes deep on the emotional side of money,
Mm-hmm.
which I love because I think a lot of people overlook that.
Yeah, totally.
He talks about how fear and greed can really mess us up
Oh, for sure.
when it comes to making financial decisions.
Fear can make us cling to a job we hate
Yeah.
because we're too scared to take a risk or start a business.
Yeah, we play it safe.
We do, but then we miss out on all those potential opportunities.
And then greed, on the other hand,
Yeah.
can lead us to make these impulsive investments
Oh, yeah.
or overspend.
Trying to get rich quick.
Oh man, have I been there?
I think we all have at some point.
Buy into the hype of some hot stock
Yeah.
without doing my research and then watch it all come crashing down.
Oof. Yeah, that's a hard lesson to learn.
So how do we start to manage those emotions?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Hmm.
I think one of the first steps is to just become aware of them.
Okay.
Start tracking your spending habits and noticing any patterns.
So do I tend to spend more when I'm stressed
What?
or
Exactly. Or do you avoid investing because you're afraid of losing money?
Yeah, once you understand your triggers, it's easier to make more rational decisions.
Right. It's all about being mindful.
So Kiyosaki also talks building what he calls your financial IQ.
Yes, he does.
And I think that's so
Right.
important.
He basically argues that understanding like the fundamentals of finance
Yeah.
is just as crucial as like any other type of education.
Yeah.
Like you need to understand cash flow and budgeting and investing,
Mhm.
even basic accounting principles.
And the good news is you don't have to become like a Wall Street expert overnight.
No, not at all.
You can start small and learn as you go.
Absolutely. And there are so many resources available these days.
Yeah.
You've got online courses and personal finance blogs,
Podcasts like this one.
podcasts like this one. Exactly. You can even just start by reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
There you go.
Like, that's a great foundation.
Okay, so now for all those listeners out there who are feeling really ambitious,
Okay.
Kiyosaki also talks about entrepreneurship.
Oh,
It's a
yes.
path to financial freedom
Yeah, he's a big believer in building your own business
because it gives you control over your income and your time,
and potentially creates multiple streams of income.
which is huge.
Yeah, it's not just relying on that one paycheck.
And I feel like these days with the internet and the gig economy, it's easier than ever to be an entrepreneur.
It is. Like, you could start a side hustle,
Yeah.
turn your hobby into a business, offer freelance services.
Even create like an online course.
Totally. The possibilities are endless.
So if we were to like sum up all of Kiyosaki's main points,
Okay.
I would say it's don't be afraid to learn,
Learn.
experiment, invest in assets that make you money,
Yes.
control your emotions, and consider entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. And remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's so important.
It takes time and effort and consistency.
And you're going to make mistakes along the way.
You will, but that's how you learn.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, here's a final thought for everyone listening.
Okay, I like this.
What is one limiting belief that you have about money?
Ooh.
Is it something like I'll never be rich?
Right.
Or investing is too risky?
Or I don't have enough money to get started.
Like whatever that belief is, challenge it,
Yeah.
do your research,
Yeah.
and see where it takes you.
You might be surprised.
You might be very surprised.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Our deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Such a good one.
It's not just about earning more. It's about managing what you have wisely
Mm.
and creating a financial future that you're excited about.
Absolutely.
Keep learning, keep exploring,
Yeah.
and keep diving.
Love it.
We'll see you next time.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.